Indian Patriotic, unveiling India's fiercest fight for freedom. Indian patriotism, from resistance to independence. Imagine a nation once fractured by colonial rule, now united by an unyielding thirst for freedom. India, a land of ancient wisdom and vibrant culture, gave birth to countless heroes and movements who tirelessly fought for its independence. This isn't just a chronicle of political struggle, it's an epic saga of profound sacrifice, unwavering resilience, and an undying love for one's homeland. This article delves into the pivotal figures, transformative movements, and defining moments that collectively forged and shaped the essence of Indian patriotism throughout the centuries, charting its course from the earliest stirrings of defiance against foreign dominance to the glorious, hard-won triumph of complete independence. This exploration reveals how a vast subcontinent, with its myriad languages, religions, and traditions, gradually coalesced around a shared aspiration for self-rule, driven by an inherent dignity and a fierce desire to reclaim its destiny. It's a story that resonates with universal themes of liberation and national identity, providing powerful lessons for any nation striving for self-determination. Early forms of resistance, the genesis of patriotism, long before the emergence of organized political parties or nationwide independence movements, the spirit of Indian patriotism manifested itself in various localized yet significant forms of resistance against foreign domination. These early acts of defiance were crucial in sowing the seeds of a broader national consciousness. Revolts against Mughal authority, even during the era of Mughal rule, who, despite being Muslim, had largely integrated into Indian culture, localized revolts frequently erupted. These rebellions, often driven by regional identity and a desire to resist centralized power, showcased an early fragmented sense of self-governance. Figures like the Maratha warrior Shivaji Maharaj, who challenged Aurangzeb's vast empire, exemplified this nascent spirit of resistance. Resistance to the British East India Company. As the British East India Company rapidly expanded its economic and military influence in the 18th century, direct and often fierce resistance became more widespread. Valiant local rulers such as Tipu Sultan of Mysore, known as the Tiger of Mysore, for his innovative military strategies and fierce opposition to the British, and Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi, who later became a legend for her courage during the 1857 uprising, bravely fought against British encroachment and annexation. Their struggles, though ultimately unsuccessful in preventing British expansion, highlighted the growing resentment against foreign subjugation. These initial, often fragmented acts of resistance, though frequently crushed militarily, were instrumental. They began to forge a collective memory of defiance and articulate a growing, albeit undefined, Indian identity, fundamentally rejecting external control and laying the groundwork for future larger-scale movements. The Sepoy Mutiny of 1857, igniting the flames of nationalism. The uprising of 1857, often referred to as the Sepoy Mutiny, or India's first war of independence, served as a monumental turning point in the history of Indian patriotism. It was a brutal conflict that exposed the vulnerabilities of British rule and profoundly reshaped Indian nationalism. Catalyst and expansion. While the immediate spark for the rebellion was a controversial issue concerning new rifle cartridges greased with animal fat, the underlying causes were decades of simmering resentment over British policies. These policies included economic exploitation, cultural insensitivity, and political annexation. The mutiny, initially confined to disgruntled Indian soldiers, sepoys, in the service of the British East India Company, rapidly escalated into a widespread civil rebellion involving millions of peasants, artisans, and disillusioned local rulers across North and Central India. Iconic leaders, The uprising produced a pantheon of heroic figures who became enduring symbols of resistance. Nana Sahib, adopted son of the last Maratha Peshwa, led the rebellion in Kanpur. Tantia Tope, a brilliant guerrilla leader, became one of the most effective military commanders of the revolt. And Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi, the brave queen who fought fearlessly on horseback, became a legendary icon of courage and self-sacrifice, inspiring countless generations. Their defiance galvanized people across India. Profound consequences, though brutally suppressed by the British, the uprising had far-reaching consequences. It directly led to the end of the British East India Company's rule and the direct assumption of control by the British Crown, the British Raj. More importantly, it solidified a nascent sense of Indian nationalism, demonstrating the collective power of a united resistance and highlighting the imperative for a cohesive national strategy to achieve freedom. The 1857 uprising, despite its tragic cost, served as a crucible for Indian national identity. It underscored the futility of fragmented resistance and emphatically demonstrated that only a united, organized, and strategically led national movement could hope to achieve liberation. The genesis of organized patriotism, the Indian National Congress. In 1885, a pivotal institution was established that would fundamentally channel and direct the burgeoning forces of Indian patriotism, the Indian National Congress, INC. This organization would evolve from a forum for gentle reform into the primary engine of India's independence movement. Early aspirations. Initially, the INC was founded by educated Indians and some sympathetic British officials, aiming to create a platform for dialogue and secure greater Indian representation in government, along with gradual administrative reforms. Their methods were largely constitutional, relying on petitions and peaceful advocacy. Gradual radicalization. Over time, particularly in the early 20th century, the INC underwent a significant transformation. Under the influence of influential nationalist leaders like Bal Gangadhar Tilak, who famously declared, "Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it," Bipin Chandra Pal, and Lala Lajpat Rai, collectively known as Lal Bal Pal, the INC adopted more assertive and at times radical stances. These leaders began to explicitly demand Purna Swaraj, complete self-rule or independence, moving beyond mere reforms. The transformative era of Mahatma Gandhi. The arrival of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi on the Indian political scene in the early 20th century marked the most profound turning point. Gandhi's revolutionary philosophy of satyagraha, truth force, or non-violent civil disobedience, provided a moral and strategic framework for the independence movement. His ability to mobilize millions of ordinary Indians from all walks of life, transcending caste, religion, and regional differences, transformed the INC into a truly mass movement and irrevocably altered the course of the struggle for freedom. His non-violent campaigns, such as the Salt March and the Quit India movement, became iconic symbols of resistance. Under Gandhi's visionary leadership, the INC shed its elitist origins and became a powerful nationwide force. Its unwavering commitment to non-violence, coupled with Gandhi's unparalleled ability to inspire and unify common people, proved to be its most potent weapons against the might of the British Empire. Diverse patriotic movements and influential figures. Beyond the overarching influence of the Indian National Congress, numerous other movements and compelling figures contributed significantly to the tapestry of Indian patriotism, each employing distinct ideologies and methods in the pursuit of independence. Revolutionary patriots, figures like Bhagat Singh, a charismatic socialist revolutionary who believed in armed struggle and famously bombed the Central Legislative Assembly to protest British rule, and Subhas Chandra Bose, who sought alliances with Axis powers during World War II to fight the British with his Indian National Army, advocated for a more aggressive and immediate approach to achieving independence, often resorting to militant methods when peaceful means seemed insufficient. Their daring acts and ultimate sacrifices inspired a generation, even if their methods differed from Gandhi's. The Muslim League, initially formed to protect the rights and interests of Muslims in British India, the All India Muslim League, under the leadership of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, evolved to advocate for a separate Muslim homeland. This ultimately played a crucial, albeit tragic, role in the partition of India upon independence. Socialist and communist movements. Various socialist and communist factions, while often aligned with broader nationalist goals, also brought their own ideologies to the struggle. They advocated for not just political freedom, but also social justice, economic equality, and the upliftment of the masses, adding another layer of complexity and aspiration to the independence movement. The sheer diversity of ideologies, strategies, and personal sacrifices within the Indian independence movement truly reflects the complex social, religious, and political fabric of India, demonstrating a multifaceted, relentless pursuit of self-determination. Cultural patriotism, the resurgence of Indian identity. Parallel to the political and revolutionary struggles, a vibrant and equally crucial form of cultural patriotism flourished. This movement focused on the revival, celebration, and strengthening of a distinct Indian identity in the face of colonial cultural dominance. Literature and arts. Visionary writers such as Rabindranath Tagore, India's first Nobel laureate in literature, whose songs and poems evoke deep love for the nation and its heritage, and Munshi Premchand, a celebrated Hindi writer who depicted the struggles of common people, used their powerful narratives and artistic expressions to awaken a profound sense of pride in India's rich cultural legacy, history, and traditions. Artists like Abanindranath Tagore spearheaded the Bengal School of Art, consciously rejecting Western artistic styles to revive traditional Indian aesthetics. Social and religious reform movements. Movements like the Brahmo Samaj, founded by Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and the Arya Samaj, founded by Dayananda Saraswati, sought to reform Hindu society by eradicating social evils such as caste discrimination, sati, widow immolation, and child marriage. By purifying and strengthening Indian society from within, these movements inadvertently bolstered a sense of national self-respect and unity, reinforcing the idea of a cohesive national identity capable of self-governance. This cultural renaissance played an indispensable role in unifying Indians. It served as a powerful reminder of their shared heritage, philosophical depths, and enduring values, transcending the myriad religious and regional differences that often threaten to divide them. Independence and the enduring legacy of patriotism. On August 15, 1947, India finally achieved its long-sought independence from British rule, a moment that represented the glorious culmination of centuries of struggle, sacrifice, and unwavering determination. The shadow of partition. Tragically, this monumental triumph was inextricably linked with the painful and violent partition of the subcontinent into India and Pakistan, leading to widespread communal violence, displacement, and immense human suffering. This remains a somber chapter in the story of independence, the enduring legacy. Despite the challenges of its birth and the complexities of nation-building, Indian patriotism continues to be a vibrant and evolving force that inspires the nation today. It manifests in a deep-seated pride in India's remarkable achievements on the global stage, an unwavering commitment to its democratic values, and a collective aspiration towards continued unity, inclusive progress, and social justice for all its citizens. Indian patriotism is not merely a relic of the past. It is a living, breathing, and continuously evolving sentiment that shapes India's present and guides its future. It propels the nation forward, influencing its domestic policies and its role on the global stage, as it strives to achieve its full potential as a diverse, democratic, and prosperous republic.